Welcome back for another Waterfowl Wednesday. Today we're talking shot shells. This is part of, I guess, a sub-series or a mini-series I'm trying to do on some waterfowl introduction stuff. So like if you're getting into waterfowl hunting, there's a lot to, it's like drinking out of a fire hose. There is a lot. So I'm wanting to make a video series kind of talking about the basics of shotguns and choke tubes and shot shells and the whole 9 yards. So today we're talking shot shells. As you can see, I've got a bunch of Remington shells. The reason being is I'm an ambassador for Remington, so I like to tell people about Remington shot shells. There's a lot of shells that Remington makes. There's different materials, there's different weights and sizes, lengths, gauges. There's a lot. I've been to the factory. I made a video at the factory too, so if you guys want to see how shot shells get made there, go check out that video. I want to go through what I've shot this year, my thoughts. We got some expensive shells, we got some cheap shells, and the answer to what shells that I kind of enjoyed shooting the most this year might surprise you. Let's go and talk about 12 gauge first. I'm going to put these 20 gauge guys over here for now. We've got three different deals. These are the same but different. Right here, this is the Nitro 3-inch number 2s, 1450 velocity, 1¼ ounce of shot. This is the shell that I have shot the most from Remington. I love that load. I remember the first time I used it, I was switching from shooting blue box Federals and black cloud Federals, went to this, and I was pleasantly surprised. This shell is different than a regular steel load because it's zinc plated shot, so it's a little bit smoother. There's a lot of different information on the back of the shell, but from personal experience, they all shoot good. They shoot really good. Like I don't know if I've ever had a misfire from any Remington load. I'm sure I have. None are really all that memorable. 3-inch number 2s. This has been my duck load, my goose load, my everything load. So any waterfowl other than teal, of course, I'm shooting with these bad boys right here. Now this year, the new shells for this year, both of these are new for me anyways. This came out 2 years ago. We'll get to that in a minute. But this is new for 2023. New for Remington. It is, well, I guess, a throwback. They brought it back. Back in the 90s, they came out with this load and they discontinued it. This is the Duplex. So this is nitro steel Duplex. So it's got the same plated shot in here, but it is two different shot sizes. So this one is 2s and 6s, 3-inch 12 gauge, and then this is 2s and 4s for 3-inch 12 gauge. 1450 velocity, 1¼ ounce of shot on both of those. Now let's talk duplex loads for a minute. This was my first season using duplex loads, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I didn't quite get to shoot them as much, didn't do as much duck hunting as I hoped I would have been able to. Did a little bit more goose hunting this year, which was kind of fun. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't really able to shoot my 2s and 4s and my 2s and 6s at some big honkers, now was I? So in the time that I was shooting these 2s and 6s, I was shooting these in early November, so basically season opened in October, and like last weekend in October, started shooting these when they came in the mail, and 2s and 6s might surprise you a little bit. I was surprised because of how much I loved shooting these 2s and 6s, because in those early November hunts, you never know quite what's going to come through. So sometimes it's a bunch of green wings. You can get widgeon, you can get gadwall, any puddle duck is on the board, right? And I think a 2 and 6 mix at decoying birds is like the perfect mix for that early season time, because you get a lot more pellets with the 6s, so that'll take out some teal. This took out everything I shot at. I was shooting decoy mallards with them. It killed them dead too. I like the 2s and 6s simply because of how versatile it is during that early season. Great wood duck load. Fantastic wood duck load. I was shooting these on the wood duck hunt on that pond this year, and oh my gosh, it was awesome. So if you guys shoot a lot of woodies, take a look at 2s and 6s. They are money. 2s and 4s, I didn't get to really use these all that much. The 2s and 6s came to my house before the 2s and 4s did, so I got these kind of mid-season, kind of when I was switching from duck to goose mode, and didn't get to shoot the 2s and 4s all that much. So that is to be determined, but as far as patterns go, I don't know. I haven't put these on paper, but in real-world hunting experiences, I'm pleasantly surprised with the duplex loads, and it just makes it easier for me to decide what shells to throw in my bag. Because sometimes early season I'm bouncing, do I want 2s? Do I want 4s? Do I want 2s? Do I want 4s? Now I can go 2s and 6s, 2s and 4s, or 2s, or just 4s. So there's a lot of different options, but I think early season stuff, man, these duplex loads are going to be money. Now, last, and the shell that I have the least experience with, because I got these out for like one hunt, and these are the bismuth loads. I have shot bismuth loads in the past. I have not shot the Remington bismuth. They're expensive. They're really pretty expensive. I haven't had a whole lot of experience. I've only shot a few of them, so I'll just leave this on the table as bismuth is a great material to shoot. I've shot it in the past. I just don't have any experience with these Remington shells, so I can't steer you towards whether I like them as a shot shell, but I do like bismuth. It's a great option. For all of you people that are new to the waterfowl stuff, what you need to know. Non-toxic shot, bismuth, steel. The two most popular. You can get tungsten, and I think there's some other blends out there, but you cannot shoot lead at ducks. Shot sizes, gauge, and length, they do matter. Most of your guns are probably going to hold a 3-inch shell. Some of them will be chambered for 3.5, and make sure to pick out a shell that will fit in the chamber of your gun. Most people are shooting 3-inch shells. That's what I shoot most of the time, is 3-inch. I used to shoot 3.5s at geese, but I gave up on that after I figured out that a 3-inch shell did it just fine. I like going with a 12 gauge 3-inch shell. If I can get 1450, 1500, or probably anywhere between like 1350, 14 is preferred. Anywhere between 14 and 1500 feet per second is great. Ounce and a quarter, ounce and an eighth shot, I don't really care. I'm good either way, but the shot size is really what I look at the most. I like 2s, I like 4s, and I like double Bs. Personally, I think I've become a 2 guy. I've always been 2s for ducks. I used to be double Bs for geese, but the more and more I shoot geese with 2s, the more I like it. So if you're looking for a good all-around shell to use for duck and goose hunting, you're going to buy 2 or 3 boxes for your season. Get some 3-inch 2s. It'll take out geese. It'll take out ducks. It's just all around a great load. Moving on, we've got some 20 gauge stuff to talk about. These are the 2 20 gauge shells that I've been shooting the most. And then we get to talk a little bit about what my favorite shell this season was. Nitro steel 20 gauge number 4s, 1400 feet per second, 1 ounce of shot. Great little shell. Absolutely love shooting these. The 20 gauge is a lot of fun. I've been bouncing back and forth between 12 and 20 because I've just got so much variety to choose from as far as shot shells go. So there's just a lot to choose from, and it makes it fun. I like switching things up and trying different shells and seeing if I can find something I like a little bit better than the trusty old Nitro steel number 2s. Nitro steel number 4 is great shell. Works great in the 20 gauge. And then this one right here. This is probably the one that most people see and have used. This is the Remington Sportsman steel. This is kind of their lowest end waterfowl steel shot shell. By low end, I mean budget. Like, it's the most budget friendly shot shell that Remington makes for duck hunting. 20 gauge 3-inch, 1300 feet per second. So it's 100 feet per second slower at muzzle velocity than the Nitro steels. 1 ounce of shot number 2s. So these right here are what I was shooting the most of this year. So all of my goose hunts with the 20 gauge, this is the shell I was shooting. You can spend your money on the shells, and there's definitely some bonuses to doing that. But if you're like me and you shoot geese inside of 25, 30 yards, these cheap shells work fantastic. I was a little nervous about the 1300 feet per second, to be really honest with you guys, because I'm so used to shooting faster shells like 1450, and I mean, even back in the day I was shooting some shells that were 1625 feet per second. So those are some fast moving shells, and going down to a 13 I thought it would make a difference, but in all reality I haven't really noticed much of a difference at all between the different velocities. 1 ounce of shot number 2s, like, these are some goose killers. I love them. They're cheap. You can burn through them, and all around I'm happy with the Sportsman steels. Favorite shell that I shot this year, the shell that I shot the most, was definitely the 2s in Sportsman steel for the 20 gauge. All these are great options. I love the Remington shells. They're really doing some big things over there at Big Green. So if you guys are looking for some Remington shells, go ahead and hop online, go to Rogers. Order your ammo from RogersSportingGoods.com. If you're not ordering your ammo from RogersSportingGoods.com, you're missing out. That's all I got to say. So if you guys do need some ammo, check out Rogers Sporting Goods. They'll ship for free if it's over $100. So order it online, save you some money. Steve's got some good pricing on a lot of ammo. So check that out, and make sure to tune in next week for another Waterfowl Wednesday. We're going to be talking ducks again, and we're going to be 1 week closer to season kicking off. I will catch you guys on the next one.